Tom Brady and the Las Vegas Raiders have done such a great job over the last few weeks, bringing in some new talent in terms of coaches and turning this team around and setting up the future to potentially be bright.
The Raiders have now agreed to terms with Super Bowl winning head coach Pete Carroll to be their new head coach.
Pete Carroll.
It's my love for the game that goes all the way back to the basics of it, you know. It's really exciting to have.
And in this video, we're going to break down Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, Patrick Graham, the new coaching staff here for the Las Vegas Raiders, the pros, the cons, the goods, the bads, everything you need to know about this new look Las Vegas Raiders coaching staff. Now, let's just get right into the video and talk about the most important hire. Pete Carroll, who is he? And what does he add to this football team? Well, being 73 years old is a slight concern. Pete Carroll has been and is known for being one of the most accomplished head coaches in NFL history. Not only does he bring an energetic mindset, but he's also has a great track record, a great resume, having coached both in the NFL and the NCAA, and is actually one of only 3 coaches in the history to win both a college football national championship with USC and a Super Bowl as well, which he did with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, his current NFL record stands at 170 to 120 losses and does have 1 tie as well over 18 seasons, including 14 of those seasons with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, one of my favorite things about bringing in Pete Carroll as a new head coach is not only the leader and culture that he is going to affect and implement into the system that they desperately needed, but more importantly, it's the defensive prowess. Now, we all know that Pete Carroll has been known for a nasty defensive mindset. Go back to those Legion of Boom type of days. He gets the most out of defenses, and one thing that the Raiders desperately need is their secondary to play better football. This past season, Nate Hobbs, Jacorian Bennett, they looked pretty good, but I think Pete Carroll is going to get the most out of those guys. Camryon Richardson, he's a guy that I think is going to fit perfectly into what Pete Carroll wants to do. So you look at the defensive prowess alone, and I'm already starting to feel really good and really excited about not only the secondary, but now Pete Carroll comes into a team with Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins on the defensive line, Tyree Wilson continuing to develop. Man, this could be fun. And again, you talk about Pete Carroll, you cannot forget to mention the player development. He has done such a good job, from Russell Wilson to Richard Sherman, turning draft picks into stars. And this could be crucial for the Raiders, especially with this upcoming draft and free agency. He's going to be able to spin his own implement onto this football team, which could change everything. Now, it doesn't stop with Pete Carroll. The Raiders actually hired Chip Kelly, a not-so-average offensive mind, a guy who is an innovator and is coming off a national championship win with Ohio State. With his philosophy, he's definitely known for more of an up-tempo, spread offense, get speed, efficiency, and really designed to tire out defenses using quick play calls and a high number of snaps to keep opponents pretty much off balance throughout the entirety of a game. Now, before joining the Raiders, Kelly had a storied career both as a head coach and a coordinator in college and the NFL. Now, in college, the success has been amazing. However, when he got his chance in the NFL, things weren't great. Going to the Philadelphia Eagles, I don't think he was specifically ready to take on the full responsibility of a head coach and trying to be that offensive coordinator as well. However, I do believe now that he gets a chance to specifically focus on one part of the team, which is one that he's really good at, the offense, is going to be huge, right? Now, he really liked to use 2 tight end sets. Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers, those guys are going to be massive. I think they need a new quarterback. You could take a look at a bunch of different guys here. Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Justin Fields, Sam Darnold. You could talk about Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, Will Howard. If you want to get him late, you could do that as well. There's a lot of guys that could actually fit his speed and pace type of system really, really well, and that is just something we have to keep in mind. Again, he's been another guy who has developed players, specifically at the quarterback position, the wide receiver position, and the running back position. So again, his track record with Marcus Mariota, with Will Howard, suggests that this could really influence who ends up playing quarterback for the Raiders going into next season. And again, the thing I'm most concerned about is that NFL adaptation, but now that he doesn't have the distractions of being a head coach, I think it could really help him out and take him to the next level in the NFL. And before we get any further into this video, do me a big time favor, guys, hit the like button if you want more of these Raiders videos, but more importantly, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free, doesn't cost anything, and we will be breaking down anyone the Raiders sign in free agency, film analysis, right? Whoever they draft, film analysis. Whoever they trade for, film analysis. Make sure you guys join the family. Let's deep dive into some film on some of the schemes these coaches bring. Now, obviously, they retained Patrick Graham, which I thought personally was an unbelievably great move for Pete Carroll and this Raiders team. Now, he's got great influence. He had time under Bill Belichick from 2009 to 2015, where he basically absorbed Bill Belichick's great defensive mind, adaptability, and maximizing player development, which is huge here for this Las Vegas team. He's got a pretty good scheme, a lot of versatility in that scheme. He likes to run, a multiple type of defense where you can plug a 3-4 or you can play a 4-3, and he's known for mixing those alignments, keeping offenses on their toes. In 2024, Patrick Graham's defense, even though they were heavily injured, ranked 15th, right? Basically a middle of the pack in terms of yards allowed per game. Now, obviously, since the offense couldn't sustain drives and be on the field for longer than what seemed to be 2 minutes, right, the defense had to play a lot of football, and they still played relatively well, but did allow the 25th most points per game. But if their offense could just pick it up a little bit, control the clock, and I think that's something that Patrick Graham and Chip Kelly do really good of, I think this defense is going to be able to statistically and rank a lot better than they did last year. Again, you had Max Crosby injury, you had a Christian Wilkins injury, and half the starting defense missed time, and they still were in the top 15. And then late in the season, they showed some really big time grit, 18.3 points allowed per game from weeks 15 to 18, which was 6th best in the NFL. Obviously, the drop off, losing some of your playmakers, that is something that you would just expect. Now, obviously, the future is extremely bright here with the Las Vegas Raiders. Having a guy like Pete Carroll to kind of change the culture is going to be massive. I think Chip Kelly is going to bring so much offensive versatility and a brand new dynamic we have not seen in a very long time here in Vegas. And then retaining Patrick Graham is also big time as well. But the next few weeks and the next few months are going to be absolutely massive for the Las Vegas Raiders. Stay tuned. We have more content coming. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.